So I'm gonna probably start with my name. I'm Christopher, I'm 23 years old, and Mexico is the 40th country I've visited. I grew up in a really small town in Austria, and I remember my dad has a picture from Africa, from his time in Africa, in Kenya, in our house, and I always thought it's so cool that he has been there, and I always invite him for going to places. So yeah, my parents took us when we were children to different places, and I always wanted to go out. I've never been homesick, and yeah, since the age of 12 I started to travel alone, and I left my country for the first time for a long time at the age of 16, and at the moment this is my second biggest trip, and it's been 9 months now. I call myself a traveler because the difference between a tourist and a traveler is a small but really important one. And in my eyes, a traveler goes to places to learn from them. So he goes there, he sees the people, he sees the culture. Tourists often go to places and not to the people. So they just go there, they take their 1,000 pictures for Instagram or whatever, and then they leave. And they didn't learn anything more important or something that's gonna change their viewpoint on the world. And yeah, me as a traveler, I like to live with the people and see how they live. But what many people think is when you travel solo that you're alone. But while traveling, you're never alone. You always have people around you, usually always interested in traveler, and you easily make friends because you can share with them your culture and your ideas, and they do the same with their country's idea or their personal idea, whatever comes up. So yeah, you're never alone when traveling, and it's a great experience to do it alone. There are friendly people everywhere. I can't say there is one country because I've never had any bad encounters with people, and everybody was great. Probably one of the countries I've enjoyed the most was Kyrgyzstan in Central Asia, because it's so different. It's totally beautiful, like the whole country is just a pearl. There are no tourists, the cultures are totally different. And if you think something is normal in normal life, it doesn't exist in Kyrgyzstan. Because they have other sports, which contains dead goats. They have other food, which is like fermented mare milk. It tastes like it sounds. It's really bad milk from a horse that they put into the sun for 3 weeks, and then they smoke it so it gets like the nice whiskey touch. And when you drink it and you feel the chunks going down your throat, yeah, there are better things in life than that, but it's an experience. My family is used to that I'm not at home. So since I'm 16, I barely lived at home. They know how I am. They know I'm doing something that makes me happy. So they are happy and really supportive. My mom is like a helicopter sometimes. So she likes to know what I'm doing, where I am, who I am. Like, you know, normal mother things. That's why I decided on these travels that I'd like to step down a bit and be on my own without having my parents asking too many questions all the time. I'm really picky with my souvenirs, so I don't take much with me because I can't take much with me. the weight of my backpack would kill me. I got a Beatles shirt that a family gave to me, and a harmonica that another family gave to me. I really like those things because they were well thought, because I love the Beatles, and the harmonica is probably the best instrument to have while traveling. So that's kind of my souvenir I have to them. Then in Vancouver, somebody gave me a Elmo hand puppet, which I really like because I can always entertain children with it. And you meet a lot of children, like when families invite you, there's probably a kid, and in the beginning they're shy, but if you get like a little puppet in your hand, they are less shy, so it's also effective. It's my first time that I have it, but I kind of feel like I cannot not have it. I really need it, and it's my journal to write things down. I've never been somebody who wrote things down, but I kind of feel I need it for my future. I remember having problems communicating in China because we tried to hitchhike, but of course this sign doesn't mean hitchhiking in China. So people picked us up and always wanted us to pay them, and we're like, no, we're hitchhiker, we don't pay. And finally, somehow, someone got a phone. He gave it into my hand, and there was somebody speaking English on the other side. So we asked that person, hey, could you tell this person to write down the sign, like the Chinese symbol for hitchhiking, what it actually means. That was the only time, because usually you can communicate with your hands and feet. That works always pretty good. The biggest lie of traveling that everybody says, it's so expensive. Everybody says traveling is really expensive. It is expensive if you want to stay in a 5-star hotel, you want to have to rent a car and everything. But as a young person, you can just go out and work your way through life. So what I usually do it is I'm hitchhiking and I just ask people, hey, do you have a project? Like anything going on, you would need free helping hands. And they, in return, give you food, shelter, and because it's for free, because usually you work for them for free, they kind of feel bad towards you. So they try to make your stay as good as possible. They take you out into the nature. They show you places that tourists will never see. And I would never say no. Even if it's like a dirty job where you get dirty, I wouldn't say no, because it's all about the experience. Having money is of course nice because you can buy beer with it. But yeah, beer is a luxury product. The job itself doesn't matter, it's the experience. In my eyes, traveling is really important because it opens your mind. You can have an open mind when you stay at one place, but it's much easier to open your mind while traveling because sometimes you need people to help you, and the feeling of that altruism, so they just help you without even knowing you, is a really overwhelming one. So probably I learned the most about myself. While traveling, you meet so many people and they're so inspiring. I learned that you don't need much in life. So when I was younger, I come from a banker family, and I always thought, oh, I need a big salary and a big house or whatever, like what everybody, well, not everybody, but many people think they need. But actually, just a little place somewhere to be happy with the needs, just that you're doing well, is, yeah, I had that realization. You don't need much to be happy. Traveling is medicine, and it helps you to see things different and to feel different. It changes your ideas probably about the world. If people in the United States would travel more, probably we wouldn't have President Trump now. And yeah, one main thing about traveling, why I do it, is first of all because I can, because I'm young. And the idea that you have to work at 24 or at 25, so when you finish university, you have to get a job. That's probably sometimes necessary, but I was lucky that it wasn't necessary for me. So I didn't have any debts, and I thought, like, why not travel? Like, I can do it, I want to do it, and I like to do it. So I just said, yeah, let's hit the road and discover all those people, all that food and all that drinks. Even if it's mare milk, it's worth it. My advice would be, don't plan too much, just go. It's easy. Get your backpack, but just with couple things. If you think you need 5 shirts, you just need 3. If you think you need 4 pairs of underwear, you just need 2. No, probably you need 4. Don't fear the unknown, explore the unknown, because it's great to see what's behind it. Starting traveling, probably if you're afraid of it, do it with a friend. But if you do it more and more, one day you'll see like, oh, actually, I would like to do it alone. And because once you're alone, you can do whatever you want, you can be whatever you want, you can live the life you want, and that's a great experience.